What's up, everybody? Colin here with Techout, and the time has finally come. My Galaxy S26 Ultra just got delivered a little bit ago. It was actually a few hours ago, but I kind of wanted to schedule the stream so people could see it. I was gonna do like an actual recorded video, use my new camera, and do this whole, try to get this fancy edited video. And then I was like, you know what? No, we're gonna do it live. It's a lot easier to do this whole full length, unboxing setup, all that kind of stuff live. And I get to get my first impressions, like my raw, live first impressions. Plus I get to interact with you guys. I like reading the comments and interacting to them live and stuff like that. It's a lot better than just uploading a video. So I decided we're gonna do this live. We are still using the new Canon R50V, and I was actually able to get it in 1080p. It turns out the camera has a built-in mode for streaming over USB-C, where you don't need the Canon capture utility, which you have to have a subscription for to do anything above 720. So I was able to actually just use the camera's built-in stuff and get 1080. So that's in 1080 now, which is nice. I've got an Arizona Liberty lemonade here. It's like a, I don't know, it's like a blue raspberry. I'm getting like a blue raspberry lemonade kind of flavor. So I've got all the stuff here. I've got, let me get it out of this box right here because it's got my address on it. Got the shipping label for my trade-in as well. I've got a bunch of accessories here as well, so we'll be taking a look at those. I've been seeing a lot of mixed reviews about the screen and the privacy display and what that does to the screen, so I'm interested to see how that is actually going to look. So let me put that box to the side because I'm going to use that to ship my trade in. Let me open up, I'm just going to open up this other stuff real quick while I'm here. That's not too loud. I've got some stuff that I bought, and I've got some stuff that was sent. So I've got a few different items. I've got the Taurus screen protector. This is similar to the one I use on my my iPhone. I really like that one, so I picked another one of those up. And I also picked up the Spigen Ultra Hybrid case. Poetic did send me some cases as well. They're in the other room still. I'm going to do a dedicated video on those because I've got a couple of them. And I'm also probably going to pick up the Samsung thin case from Best Buy and the D-brand Ghost case. So we'll have a bunch of case videos. I was actually going to pick them up today, but then this got delivered earlier than expected. Normally UPS comes like in the afternoon. And it's like 11 today, so that is, I've got the Ultra Glass sent me over the lens protector. That's the only thing that was in, that one. And then they also sent me over the Ultra Glass screen protector as well. I just came in 2 separate Amazon packages. So we've got, we've got the Ultra Glass screen protector as well. So I'll use this first because it's a review unit. The Taurus one is one I bought, so I don't have any, I don't need to use it anytime soon, but I'd like to shout out the companies that did send stuff. So unwrap all this protective packaging here and find the phone. All right. There we go. Got an Apple TV. Nice, Preston. I think, I was thinking about getting the MacBook Neo, and I think I changed my mind. I was thinking about it, and I was like, you know what? All the stuff that I said I was going to, all the stuff that I said I would do with it, as opposed to my iPad, was like checking mail and using Safari. And I was like, that would be better with a keyboard and mouse. And then I was like, you know what? I'll just get the keyboard case and have the trackpad and mouse, and then I can just take it off and have an iPad when I want to use an iPad. And if I want to actually use a keyboard and mouse, keyboard and trackpad, I'll just slap that on. So I think that's what I'm going to do. So here we have the Galaxy S26 Ultra. I did pick it up in black. That is kind of my go-to color. My S25 Ultra is in white, and this is the second one I've had. I actually had a release day S25 Ultra that was black, but I sold it. I traded it in for the Fold 7, and then I bought another one because I like the S Pen, and I got a white one just because I could get it quicker from Amazon. So I've got that here as well. We're going to be doing some comparisons as well as transferring the data. I do have a Google TV, like the little stick dongle thing too, Preston, but I don't really use it. I like the Apple TV because I can just put in my AirPods and they automatically connect. So let's go ahead and flip this over and get these pull tabs off. I was really hoping Samsung was going to ship this last week like they have in the past. Usually they ship it like the Monday after pre-orders. Nope. I had a label created for a week and they shipped it on Thursday. So they missed it by one day to get it, get it to me before the weekend. So my camera is actually on this side of my desk, so I'm actually looking at this backwards, so excuse me if I mess anything up. All right, we've got the regular Samsung box here. You got your cable and everything in this portion. I'm not going to open that up. I don't need the cable. I've got a gazillion USB-C cables. There's people that still complain, oh, why don't they give us a charger? Why don't they give us, this and that? And like, if there was a charger in this box, it'd be sitting in here with the cable too, because I've got an Anchor hub here. I've got an Anchor hub in my room. I've got a wireless charger in my room. I've got a wireless charger in my car. I don't need any more chargers. I don't use one-off little, wall plugs or cables or anything like that. So, I don't need any more chargers. So the little freebies that used to come in the box are absolutely pointless. And actually, to be honest with you, when they came in the box before, I never really used them. I mean, maybe for like my first couple iPhones, I'd use the little 5-watt bricks. But after they went away from that, I had chargers aplenty. So no point in it. So here's the phone right here. One thing I do like this year is that they made it black on the edges. Last year, that was a Samsung.com exclusive where it was, like black on the back and then black on the sides. So I do like that it is all black and not like the black back and the silver edge or whatever it was on the 25 Ultra. Comparing this one to my S25 Ultra, it does feel, like the titanium versus the aluminum. It doesn't feel too much different. I think the aluminum feels a little bit smoother. But it feels good. It kind of feels more like, I don't know, it feels more like one piece. Like there's not as much like on the back right here on the edge. You don't feel the edge as much as you do on the 25. It almost makes it feel like it's like one block of aluminum and there's no glass back, but obviously there is a glass back. But yeah, I like the way it feels right off the bat. Putting the two together, this still has the little thing on it, so I'm going to put the screen protector on there. So the complaints I've seen so far are the privacy display makes the screen look not as, it's more reflective, like the really, really good anti-reflective screen on the S25 Ultra isn't as good on the 26 because of the Trying to open the screen protector. Isn't as good on the 26 because of that. But I've always had a screen protector on my S26 my S25 Ultra, so I don't really notice the anti-reflective screen as much because the screen protector, you know, is just a regular one. So it's not a huge change for me. I'm not really out in the sun a lot, so also doesn't really bother me that much. But the thing that will bother me is if the screen is noticeably, it's not lower resolution, but a lot of people have said that the privacy display definitely takes away some quality even when it's off. So we'll have to see how that goes. This is a 2-pack, so you have your little installation doohickey right here. I wonder if this is the same company. I wonder if Ultra Glass is made by Taurus. I don't know. I don't think so, but this like packaging just looks a lot like the Taurus one I installed on my iPhone, where the little scraper thing is. I actually have the scraper from my iPhone one, and it's like the exact same as this one. It's not the exact same, but it's just placed in the box the same way. I don't know. Maybe it is. Maybe it isn't. And then in here we have, I think the other one is under here. Yep. The other screen protector is under here, so you don't bend it and break it. We don't need that right now. What we're gonna do is, because the phone is brand new and it's basically got its own dust removal sticker on it already, we're just gonna peel this off. And you can get a quick look at the non-screen protected screen before I slap a screen protector on here. And we're going to slap that on. And we're gonna give that a pull. No need to clean the screen because I'm doing it right here from new, and you can see it kind of adhering on there. Give it a little push in the middle there. Just be careful when you take this off that you don't get the screen protector with it. Got a couple little bubbles here, but we'll use that to get them out. And I don't see anything. Don't see any more bubbles. They went away real quick. That's what I love about these screen protectors. They are like instantly perfect installation. Obviously, that's why I like putting them on from new too, because I don't have to worry about cleaning the screen and getting dust and stuff under it and all that kind of stuff. So you can see, I don't know how noticeable this is on camera, but both these phones are off, and you can kind of see that the S26 Ultra, this one right here, the screen kind of has a more of a, like a white matte, not super matte, but kind of the white hue to it, like the white tint, like almost like haze from the privacy display, the tech in there. But we're gonna go ahead and fire this thing up and start it up here. I'm actually gonna use Smart Switch to transfer my data because I think that will kind of just copy over my screen setup as well, my home screen setup. First boot right there. We'll let that get started up. All right, let me turn on my, gonna let my 25 start up here. I'm gonna, because I'd have to do this backwards, I'm gonna flip around to the face cam here and set this up, and then we'll transfer the data. So off the bat, I don't really notice the screen looking worse. I'll have to go in and mess with the settings and change the resolution and turn that up and turn the brightness up and everything like that, but we're going to let's do the easy setup. I don't choke. All right, we should be coming back. Let me refresh everything. Internet went out for a second. I don't know why my internet has to be a pain in the butt. All right, yep, we're back. I don't know why my internet has to be a pain in the butt. It literally did this, like, it was doing this a bunch the other day, and I swapped out my modem for another one that I had, and it's been perfect since. And then it's done it twice today so far. So I don't know what its deal is, why it does this, but it's really annoying when you're trying to stream and your internet's just like, oh, yeah, well, I'm just gonna stop working for a couple seconds. One thing I did though while I was doing this, I realized I had OBS in 30 frames a second, so I bumped it up to 60. So some of this should be looking a little better. I think the Canon still only does 30 frames a second when you're using it as a webcam. So yeah, I went to set up the phone and I went to connect to the Wi-Fi and it went, oh, you don't have an internet connection. I was like, what? And I looked up and my stream was buffering. So you haven't missed anything. I'm still waiting on this because I just had to start it over. Now I have Cox, and COX, but it's more like COC, COCKS. And unfortunately, that is the only service provider in this area. There's like one neighborhood that's like big enough that somehow their HOA was able to like put in a bid and get Glow Fiber. And that's literally the only neighborhood in like the city that has a different, like, that can get a different service provider, because somehow they got enough people in the neighborhood on board that Glow Fiber actually ran fiber and installed in their neighborhood. So that would have been a really nice if I got that, because everybody says it's great. Anytime I post on the Ring Neighbors app about Cox being down, everybody's like, "Oh, my Glow Fiber's never gone down." I'm like, "Oh, lucky you." I could get, like, the only other thing I could get is like Starlink, and I've worked so hard to get like a lot of my network to be either like 2.5 gig or like super fast Wi-Fi and stuff like that. I don't want to get Starlink because it's only going to be like 400 or 500 megabits per second. I don't know what this is doing, but I'm stuck in like a preparing for mobile connection loop. Okay, I don't want to add a mobile connection. Okay, just go to the next screen. Okay, it won't let me pass this. It just says account added. I hit next. It says getting account info, preparing for mobile connection, no mobile plans found, and it goes back to the account added thing. So, like, I even went back to the beginning and it's doing the same thing. Starlink's actually not that expensive anymore. Okay, I'm gonna have to like restart this. Let's hope that works. Starlink's not that expensive anymore. You can actually get Starlink. I think I looked, the dish, the satellite, whatever you want to call it, is a few $100s. But their highest plan that I can get in this area, which is like they have like 3 different ones. I think they have like I don't even know. We'll look while the phone restarts. I think Best Buy sells the dish for like, I don't know, I think it's like $300 or $400. It's basically what I have to pay for a modem every time my modem takes a shit. Let's see, residential. So they have 100 megabits per second, 200 megabits per second, and max. And then max is speeds up to 400 plus. And that's $109 a month. That's actually cheaper than what I pay for Cox. Again, it's like I pay for 2 gig for Cox. So that's not really, I mean, not too bad. 200 megabits per second, $69 a month. 100 megabits per second, $39 a month. I mean, what I might do, the only thing is like I don't have really anywhere to put the actual dish because you can't just put it like at a window. You got to put it like outside. So maybe, it might be worth it getting like the 100 megabits per second for like a backup solution because it was $39 a month. That's not, that's nothing. Okay, I just restarted it. Maybe it didn't connect to the internet when. Okay, we're back on the preparing for mobile connection. Okay, there we go. Now it lets me skip that part. The skip screen didn't come up before. Okay, we're going to copy apps and data, agree, allow. We're going to use a cable. Yeah, like before it wasn't, the skip screen wasn't coming up to skip the adding a mobile connection. I think maybe it didn't connect to the internet. And I think you have to have an internet connection to skip that. I don't know, because I've always had, I've never tried it with that one. So I believe this is a USB 3 cable. It's really thick and it's got PD 3.1. I know that. So we're going to plug in the cable to both ends here. Connect. I know this is upside down for you guys, but this cable's kind of weird because it's got a USB-A end on this side that you can put in, and then it's got a lightning end on this side. So it's USB-A to lightning, or USB-C to C, or USB-A to C, or USB-C to lightning. You can do a bunch of different stuff with it. All right, connecting to transfer your data. Did we connect? Connect your Galaxy to your old with a cable. Plug it into your new phone. I did plug it in. Oh wait, it's not plugged in all the way. Wait, yes it is. What's going on here? Let me do this here. Well, it's telling me to plug it in. Now it's connection lost. You weren't connected in the first place. USB for charging. We want transferring files. Smart switch. Send from this phone. Cable. Cable. Connect. Connected. Okay, there we go. Now it says scanning. I know it's still backwards for you guys, but I gotta see it to. Okay, we want. Let's just do everything. We'll just transfer. I just have the secure folder set up because I was making videos on it, but I'll transfer that. We'll do the watch later because it's not in here, so it'll probably want something to do with connecting it, so we'll just wait on that. All right, we'll leave the screen on here. All right, so we'll let that sit here and do its thing. Oh, are we already done? Or I guess we can set up the fingerprint while we. Register your fingerprint. You can't. The screen is not as black. Like, that is one thing I noticed. It's not as deep, like, black. It's got like a white kind of, like, I don't want to say haze, like it's bad. Um, but it's different than it always has been. I guess is what I'm getting at here. Apparently that new I thought my Samsung account was, let's sign in with that. Oh wait, there we go. I'm just signing in and everything. It's letting me do that while it transfers, I guess. So the new stuff with the new Gemini and everything is supposed to be coming out on the 11th. Okay, so yep, it's got my home screen and everything. It looks like it is restoring. So we'll give that a little bit to finish its thing. Which charging cable am I using? Let me see if I can find the link for it. It's like it's got different ends, so you can do, like I said, you can do USB, you can do USB-C to A, or A to C, C to Lightning, A to Lightning, C to C. You just, the ends just flop around on the end there. Let me see if I can find it. I think it's an AOHI cable. Let's see if I can find it. It's not, it's a cheesy. Yeah, here it is. I just posted a link to that charging cable in the chat. It's like a foreign one. I posted that in the it's in the description as well as the chat, so if you want to take a look at it. They come in you can get them in like 3 feet up to 10 feet, and you can get them up to 240 watts as well. So they do 60 watts, 100 watts, 240 watts. I think this is a 240. I know it's PD 3.1, but I'm pretty sure it's 240. Like the 5-foot 240, which doesn't really change the price much. It's like $4 difference, I think. Not even that. The difference between a 10-foot 60 is like, yeah, like $4. Definitely worth it. It comes in handy. If you have a couple devices that still use, like USB or Lightning, you just flip this down and plug it into the USB-C end. Then you have USB-C to Lightning, or you can, flip that end down. That's a USB-A end, so you have USB-A to USB-C, or you can do, USB-A to Lightning, or C to C. So yeah, pretty handy. Good cable to keep around, and it's a really nice braided, like, nylon cable, so it's very sturdy. We're just waiting on the phone to restore everything. As you can see here on the top, it's still restoring all that stuff before we take a look at it. I'm not really gonna try not to mess with it while it does its thing. we'll have to see. Once I can unplug it, I'll look around at it and everything like that. Yeah, the only thing I have that's lightning still that I use fairly regularly is my AirPods Max. I wasn't gonna pay 500 some dollars just to get USB-C on my AirPods Max. Because that's literally all they changed. I mean the internals are the same, so I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna do that. So they still work really good. You guys can't see them. They still work really good. So I something on the side of them. But yeah, I mean they still work really good. So no point in paying all that money for USB-C when you get a cable. And I really only use them at my desk, so it's not that big of a deal to keep a lightning cable here. But yeah, like my day job, I'm off right now because I'm still recovering from surgery, but I go back to work hopefully next week. My day job is I sell cars, and a lot of people, they have a lot of different phones, and if they buy like a used car or something like that, some of them have USB-C now, and some of them have USB-A. Some people have older iPhones, some people have newer iPhones or Androids. So this cable is, perfect for that because if they need to set their like CarPlay up or something like that, or they don't have their cable with them, I can still plug this one in, no matter what they have, and walk them through like the setup and all that kind of stuff. It should, even if my links should still work in Europe. I have, my Amazon links should, I think, work like Europe, Canada, France, UK. I have them set up for everything. There's no progress, dealio here, so I don't really know where we're at. Does it say on here? 19 app updates available. Okay, here we go. Put that there so we can see the transfer status. Yeah, the screen is it's not as glossy black. It's more of a matte, not super matte, but more of a matte black than, like, you can see this here, how it's like really glossy. And then this one here is not as glossy. I think you can tell kind of, if you look at like the notification bubbles, the black, I mean that's not as a deep black as that one is, but I think you can kind of tell that the blacks are a little bit different. And I think I kind of like it. I mean, the phone, it feels, obviously I haven't been able to use it yet, but it feels pretty good. And I mean, I've seen a lot of people complaining about a lot of different things on this phone. Um, but I'll be that, I paid, this isn't like a lot of the videos you guys have been seeing over the past week are people that have gotten phones from Samsung or gotten review units. I paid for this phone, so if there's something I don't like, I'll be the first one to tell you. I don't have anything I don't have to please Samsung or anything like that. I mean, I can straight up be dead honest. If it sucks, it sucks. And so far it's not. I haven't seen anything. Like I said, I haven't been able to have some one-on-one time with it yet and get it up close, but it looks pretty decent. So we're almost done restoring. I wonder if this will look better if I turn the light off. Camera's got pretty good white balance. I really like this Canon camera. Get a little more zoom so you guys can see it. But yeah, I don't know. I so far it's okay. But like I said, once everything transfers over, which we're almost done here, um, we'll get to take a good look at it and see how we're looking. Has anybody else in the chat? Has anybody else gotten an S26 or S26 Ultra? I know nobody's really talking about the 26 or 26 Plus this year because they're not really changed too much. But if anybody has any S26 series devices, let me know. Let me know what you guys think of them. what are we at? 87%? We're almost there. I really want to try the privacy display. I'm like really excited to see that. Yeah, I'll try that. Oop, what'd I do? Is it done? Oh no, did it disconnect? Oh no, it finished. Okay. Phew. I think the apps still have to download. Because they're still grayed out, so I think they're downloading. Open up the Play Store here. 24 app updates pending. Are any of them installing? I'm gonna unplug it, I guess, now. I'm trying to figure out if the apps are, it says organizing your transferred data. But none of the apps are like automatically, none of the apps are automatically installing, I don't think. Let's see. Install, okay, I just went back to I went to settings and went to backup and restore, and I just selected apps only. You can flip it on both sides. I'll show you in a second. So yeah, I'm restoring the apps. I just went to the screen there, so hopefully that starts them installing. Okay, I think they're installing now. We got Amazon. They're starting to pop up here now, so we'll give that a second. All right, so yeah, the cable. Get rid of this. Get rid of you. So yeah, on this end, you've got USB-C, and then you've got Lightning. So if you want to make it Lightning, you just plug it in like that. This doesn't come off; it just kind of flips around like that. And then this end, you can do USB-C, or you can do USB-A. So you can have a USB-A to USB-C, a USB-A to Lightning, a USB-C to Lightning, or a USB-C to USB-C. So it does pretty much, I mean, anything you can think of except for micro USB. But I think if you need a micro USB, you got bigger problems than this cable not having it. But yes, I will try the super fast charging. The apps are re-downloading. Let me actually go grab my Anchor charger, because I can get that on the screen a little better than plugging this in over here. So let me grab that real quick, and I will be right back. All right. Anchor charger acquired. So the phone's at 37%, so this should be a pretty good test for it. We're just going to use this cable. Turn this on. We'll be able to see the charging on this as well. All right. So the phone is a little bit warm right now because we just did that restore, so I don't know if this will affect its charging speed or not, but we'll go ahead and plug it in here. And it does say fast charging 3.0, 36% to 100%. It says 37 minutes until full. That is not bad at all. And then if we look on here, we're only at 6.8 watts right now, so we'll see if it ramps up. Seven watts. It may need to cool a little bit. Let me see here. I've got the app for the charger. We'll see what we're looking at here. So here's the charging info right here for the charger. You can see the cable info. We're using EPR 240 watts, and the charging protocol we're using is PPS. And we're still only pulling about 8 watts right now. It's kind of going up a little bit, 9 watts. The phone, like I said, is kind of warm though because it just did the restore and it's downloading all the apps from the Play Store. So I think to get an accurate, well, obviously to get an accurate representation of the charging speed, we're gonna have to let it cool down. So I'm gonna unplug it for now because I don't want it to charge up and then have that affected. I also want it to cool down a little bit. So we're gonna we'll give that a little bit and then we'll give it a try. But it's still restoring some stuff. You can see the apps have come up now, so that is really nice. Restoring weather, restoring personal data intelligence, restoring settings suggestions. So all my widgets are still restoring, I think. It doesn't say that it's still restoring stuff though, so I might need to go back. 135 apps not installed. I'm just going to do a settings restore here from this backup as well. This seems to be working better than the smart switch did. I'm just doing a settings restore, an apps restore again, and a home screen restore to see if that brings back the widgets. I just hate having to set a home screen up again. It said 135 apps not installed, but then it only showed me like 3 that weren't installed, so I don't know. Data transfer complete. Done. Don't delete the backup because I might need that again. Hey, there we go. Looks like everything's popping up now. Okay, I don't need... Yeah, that also... See, for some reason my settings didn't restore for the... like my navigation bar and stuff. I had to do that in settings too. Alright, so I'm going to turn this stupid Google feed off. Where is it? Can you? Oh, there we go. Turn off Google Discover. Don't need that. All right, let's see here. We're gonna enable the we're gonna enable the privacy display for the first time. Actually, let's see. Let's add a toggle for it. Oh, it's already there. I mean, it does make the screen dimmer. It does for sure make it so you can't, I mean, yeah. I mean, if I look at it, so kind of from there, turn it on, and then boom, I mean, you really can't, you can see it, but I mean, like right there, like from the side, like if somebody was sitting next to you, I don't think they'd be able to see your phone. Like I can definitely see it. I can make out the, the clock and everything like that right here. Oop. But turning it on, I can't. That just looked black to me. And even like up here, even if the phone is like kind of out, like ahead of you and you're off to the side, you still can't see it. But then when you look at it, straight on, you can. And yeah, if you enable the maximum, it does add like a gray. The maximum does add a gray like tint to it. You can see that. That's with the maximum on. I can't see it. And then maximum, I really can't see it. Maximum off. So you can see what it does there. I mean, but if you need the maximum, I mean, you can't see anything at all. I mean, you can tell that the screen's on, but like from a side angle, it just looks like a gray screen. Like it's a little easier to read on the camera because the camera's up above and to the side. Like it's looking more straight on than I am. But like that, there you go. You can see it just totally goes away. And it's just gray. And then if you turn it off, turn maximum off, you can kind of see it, but still it's not as visible. It definitely works. And if we go into settings here, we go to display, privacy display, and I do have so these are my brightness settings. I do have the extra brightness on. It copied everything over from my other phone. Extra brightness is on, and then the brightness is pretty much not all the way up, but it's right before it gets to the red bar. So you can see that it does dim it down a little bit when you have the privacy display on. But you can do the conditions for turning it on. So when you open certain apps, it will do it once those apps are opened. You can do it when your PIN, pattern, or password screen comes up. So let me I think I can do it when the phone locks. We'll go to unlock it. Yep, it does it when your password screen comes up. You can turn it on for notification pop-ups, and that only enables it for the notification. It doesn't do the whole screen, so you're not gonna your screen's not gonna be changing, back and forth between privacy display and not privacy display every time you get a notification, which is pretty cool. And then, like I said, you can choose apps to have it turn on. It's like your banking apps and stuff like that. People won't be able to see your banking information and that kind of thing, which is pretty cool. And then if you just want to turn it on, you can just toggle it in the quick toggles, which is nice. I don't think the display looks bad though. I don't think the display looks bad. I think it looks pretty good compared to the 25 Ultra. I don't really see too much of a difference. Got the S Pen here. It works as it always has. The only thing that's different is the tip is curved. So if you put it in with the button facing down, which you can do, it doesn't hurt anything. It leaves it kind of sticking out weird. It's not too bad. It's not gonna like hit anything, but it's definitely there. I think I like it though. It's not bad. Um, just looking around, let's see. Yeah, when you open an app, it just kind of subtly goes to the privacy display. It's not like a jarring change, but it's definitely nice. If you don't mind the decreased brightness, because it's basically cutting off half the pixels. If you don't mind the decreased brightness, then I think you could run it all the time without, like too much negative effect. But you have to have your screen brightness kind of turned up, or it doesn't, you can definitely tell that it's not as good. And we're still on only full HD resolution. Let's put that on quad HD. Yeah, it's basically cutting off half the pixels. So you do lose a little bit of resolution, but I mean, going to YouTube here. We're all sitting here watching like YouTube. I mean, you can see that there's stuff on the screen, and you can kind of see it more on, like, I know you guys can see it a little bit more, because the phone, when it's facing away from me, it's kind of facing the camera more, but like, you can see that there's something on the screen, but you can't read text and you can't really make out like images. I mean, it definitely changes the viewing angle and makes it so if somebody was like sitting beside you, that you can't see it. That's with that off. So definitely works. I don't think that's a gimmick at all. I think that's actually a pretty nice feature. I think it works pretty well. I don't know if there's something, it's a hardware feature. I don't know if that's something that they can add any software updates to kind of, tweak things, after a while, but it looks pretty nice. I don't see why it's getting so much hate. Now the new Galaxy, the Gemini, let's see. Can you help me with the DoorDash order? When will you be able to place an order for me? When will you be able to start an order for me? When does your new agentic features come out? Yes, when will my Galaxy S26 Ultra support that? Ooh, why did it go away? Help me Help me with the DoorDash order. Help me with the DoorDash order. Do I have? Are the new agentic features available on the S26 Ultra right now? Are the new agentic features available on the Galaxy S26 Ultra right now? Help me book an Uber. So it tells me that it's available, but then when I ask, it tells me that it can't do it. Am I on Gemini Pro? Help me with a DoorDash order. So I think you need either like Plus or Pro. And I don't think it starts until like the 11th. Let's see. Yeah, you need Pro or Ultra. Oh, wait, no, hold on. What subscription do I need for the agentic task? When does the ability to help book rides and place DoorDash orders start on the S26 Ultra? hits your device, you won't need a specific app to start these tasks. You can trigger them by long pressing the power button and giving a natural language command. Rides. Book me an Uber. Do I need a specific subscription to do this? All right, so it says you don't need a specific subscription, so I think we just need to wait. I think it said it comes out on the 11th. So we will we'll see then if that works, and we'll try it out. So that should be updating here shortly. So I'll keep my eye out on that. I'm going to check for any app updates here now. Which I have like 44 of them. I don't know why when it installs updates, it doesn't install like all the updates. It's kind of weird, but we're gonna try the charging again. So let me switch back over to the camera here, and we'll see if we can get this puppy to charge quickly now that it's cooled down. So it's at 34%, fast charging 3.0, 38 minutes until full. There we go. Now we're getting up there. 27, 33, 38, 39, 40, 43, 44, 43, 45, 46. So we're still not pulling 60 watts yet. But it's better than 9. Okay, can't see that with the light there, but yeah. So it's 37 minutes still charged. Went down to 35 watts for some reason. So not too sure why we're not hitting that exactly right now, but the phone is not really that warm anymore. I wouldn't expect this. Wouldn't expect this to be affecting it, but now that I turned the screen back on, we're back down to about 9 watts, 10 watts. But we'll give the phone some time to set itself up and install the app updates and all that kind of stuff before we start looking at everything. They still, here in the US at least, they still do not put the charge cycles and battery health information in settings, which is kind of annoying because every other phone does that now. I wish they would just put that in there. As you can see, we have our fast charging enabled. Put the screen back to sleep here. It does go back up once you have it sleeping, so 32, 33. I mean, it's definitely pulling some good watts. I mean, 34. We're still at 37% on the phone itself. But I'm sure once it cools down, that'll go up. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go get all my stuff, all my accounts and everything set up on the phone. Like I said, I've got some cases and stuff like that I want to check out. I don't know if I'll go to probably go to Best Buy tomorrow to pick up those other ones. But I've got those that I want to get and check out. But once I get everything set up and stuff like that, I will make some videos obviously on this device. But I want to get everything set up. There's no reason to sit here and do that on a live stream and bore you guys. But we'll get everything working, and then I'll check out everything and come back with a kind of probably maybe a 24 hours first impression. I'm going to transfer my SIM and everything over to it from my iPhone, get my watch set back up on this phone. I do want to compare. I'll probably do a comparison video actually today on S25 to S26 Ultra, and kind of my first, the first things I noticed between the two, because that's kind of a lot of the things everybody's talking about right now. So I'll probably record that here shortly. But other than that, I'm so far pretty happy with the phone. Running very smooth, even while it's still setting itself up, and doing things in the background, installing apps and updating apps and all that kind of stuff. So seems to be a pretty good performing device. We're still only pulling 35 watts, but we're up to 40%, 35 minutes until charged. I think we're kind of getting limited by temperature here because, like I said, it's still doing a lot of background tasks. It is a little bit warm. Installing apps and stuff like that. I think once the Play Store is done doing its thing and all the apps are installed and set up, I think it'll be able to maintain its temperature a little bit better to maintain that charging speed. So I'm gonna get it charged up, get all my apps set up, and then I will do that comparison video between the S25 and S26 Ultra before I pack up my S25 Ultra to ship back to Samsung. So thank you guys for watching. I am Colin with Techout. Don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe if you haven't already. Greatly appreciated. And there are links in the description if you want to pick up a Galaxy S26 Ultra or anything in my Amazon or in the description to my Amazon affiliate link. I also linked that cable I'm using. A lot of people like this cable. It is a very handy cable. So if anybody wants to pick one of those up, I already put that link down there in the description for you guys. So thank you for watching, and as always,